Hi, welcome to Ms. Richardson's U.S. History 5-Minute Lectures. This information will be U.S. Notes 4.18, Conforming in American Life. It includes information that goes along with Section 4 on your Unit 4 study guide. Remember, use your study guide to help you take the notes and pause when you need to and re-watch if you need to. Let's go ahead and get started. As I've said, communism caused conformity in 1950s America. People were afraid of what was different and convinced that different meant communist. In order to avoid being accused of being communist, people just tried to be the same as everyone else, or to conform. So these attempts at conforming became even more evident as the national culture of the U.S. grew and became more prevalent. This growth of a national identity had started in the 20s with the radio. Remember that from last semester when we talked about it? So people were listening to the same music, hearing the same advertising, listening to the same shows, and it created a national unity. Well, in the 1950s, the U.S. added television to their mass media. This included all of the commonalities radio brought, advertising shows, music, but also a ways of dressing and acting because you saw families on TV and tried to be like those families because that's what we expected Americans to be like. I Love Lucy, Leave It to Beaver, Father Knows Best. Those are just some of the television shows that became popular and people tried to emulate from the time period. You wanted to be like those families, otherwise people may suspect you of being communist or a spy. You also had this popular theme of heroes, because remember, we were so afraid we wanted saved. Advertising even used this to their advantage. You should be like Lucy, live like Lucy, cook TV dinners. Or this Motorola ad here, how television benefits your children. All of this was geared towards conformity and everyone and everything being the same. This advertising also spread due to the popularity of cars and billboards. More and more individuals were buying cars, and billboards sprung up advertising more and more goods, from fast food like McDonald's and Dunkin' Donuts to suburban housing in Levittowns. So why were cars so popular? Well, in 1956, President Eisenhower authorized the Federal Highway Act, which created national highways and interstates like I-70 and I-25. Weapons and military could now be shipped faster from coast to coast if it was needed. This was not only connected to the entire country for a good, fast road system, it also created new jobs, leading to more prosperity. Better roads meant more people used them, more goods were shipped, more conformity happened, and people could live further from their work. Since people could live further from work, suburbs began to grow. These suburbs, often referred to as Levittowns, because that's the name of one of the earliest advertised suburbs, were very standardized and conformist. You could choose from 3 or 4 housing styles. Your home and car would look like all of your neighbors' homes and cars. People bought things that were advertised to make life easier: electronics, cars, even TV dinners and baking mixes, because others bought them too. So we're all about conformity. High employment, a booming economy, more goods available, and increased advertising led to more consumerism in the 50s. There was also a baby boom in the early 50s that added to the consumer economy. When World War II had ended, many men came home, got married, and started families, meaning more babies were born than in most periods. And so parents also had to spend money and buy goods for their babies. Lots of money being spent, lots of consumerism happening. America also became a more mobile society. They traveled more. Fast food restaurants, motels, drive-in movies, all those rose in popularity in the 50s. People changed how they lived and tried to be like their neighbors. They conformed in society in order to feel safe and keep America safe. That's the end of U.S. Notes 418. Bring any questions you have to class tomorrow. I'll see you then.